What's up everybody? In today's video, we're gonna take a look at this guy. Star Wars Black Series Credit Collection Mandalorian. Check it out. What's up everybody and welcome back to Pop Empire. Happy to have you here with us. And like I said, we're gonna get into this guy here. It is the Credit Collection Mandalorian from the Star Wars Black Series coming from Hasbro. We have actually reviewed two other Credit Collection figures, IG-11 and Cara Dune, which I will put links for those videos down in the description. And before we start taking a look at this, I actually wanted to point out this was technically a early Christmas gift. And I say this because I want to give a shout out to Tito Monroy on Twitter and from the Collectors Helping Collectors community because I actually purchased this same figure from him, not knowing that it was coming for Christmas for me. But this was actually an early Christmas gift from my brother. Since he knew I had that figure coming, he decided to give it to me early. Of course, I'm just going to give that one to him when it gets here. So it really kind of works out. But anyways, without further ado, let's take a closer look at this guy. Lewis is going to show you the details on this packaging.
And here's the packaging. Of course, I really love these boxes that these Credit Collection figures come in. They are considered Black Series, but they do come on these vintage looking card backs. And of course, I love the artwork on all of these figures. And of course, checking out the figure just in the bubble there. And it just looks really amazing. Can't wait to check it out up close and take a look at all of the cool looking details. But we'll go ahead, take a look at the back here. And of course, there's some more artwork up here on top. And of course, just this write-up, which talks about the inspiration for the Credit Collection series. So let's go ahead, take them out, and get a closer look at them.
So now for those of you that maybe didn't see our other openings of the Credit Collection with the Cara Dune and the IG-11, and kind of went about the unboxing a little bit different, in a way that I'm able to put the figure back in the card for display purposes. And as you can see here is the bottom of the bubble. What I've done is I've made slits here and a slit here, and then even on the back, there's this little flap that kind of wraps around the back that's connected to the bubble on the front, and it's just connected with some tape. So if you just kind of slit that there, and that just kind of pops off like so, and then we turn it around, and then you have this little door here. So then all we have to do is grab from underneath the figure and pull it right out. And then see, you just have this flap here, and then of course later we can go ahead and put that back in. Bubble still looks good, the card still looks really good, and we'll be able to display that back on there a little bit later. And I'll show you how to put that back in when we're all done looking at the figure. And here's our Credit Collection Mandalorian figure. Of course, it looks a lot more colorful, as you can tell. And that is because, if you didn't know already, the Credit Collection is based on the artwork that's used during the credits of the show The Mandalorian. And so it's made to look like it's been painted, kind of like those paintings like you would see. And it very much matches up with the card art. But let's take a closer look at everything, and we'll get a look at that articulation for those of you that like that portion. Of course, the head has a nice swivel there, not too stiff on this one, which is nice. And I'm not sure if you can tell, but there's actually some like little black splatters there of what looks like it would be paint. And like you can see like brush strokes and things like that. Of course, down here on his chest, you can see kind of like these black splatters, which is pretty cool. Again, you got his kind of belt here with all of his different things, which is like feels like a separate piece. At least up here, the belt is a little more attached, and it's like a soft rubber. And of course, we got that shoulder movement right there. Got the elbow that bends really nicely. Got the hands that go back and forth, and they also twist. Getting down into the knee, got that double joint again. They can pose it a little easier. And then down to the boot, it can go from side to side, but also you get that front and back. So this one's very, very stiff, but it does move. I was noticing that the cape is a little bit different. I think the mold itself is basically the same. However, this up here seems a little bit looser. It actually sits to the side a little bit more than the other capes. So that's an interesting little bit of a difference. Not a huge difference there, but then also if you get a look at like some of the armor here on his shoulder, again, you kind of have these differences to make it look like it's been painted. Again, over here on this side. And then even getting down to the feet there, if you look down on top of his foot, he's got a little paint splatters on top of his feet even, so that's pretty cool. And again, just kind of all over in his armor, got all these just different areas to make it look like he was painted, and that's really just a fantastic thing about these Credit Collection figures. And again, here's the card and then the figure next to it, and as you'll see, it's basically spot on with that. So that's really, really fantastic. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that it comes with.
Yeah, and here's his blaster rifle. Of course, the colors are slightly different, mainly with this piece at the end. It is brown, but there's also a little more red to it than the ones that you would see with the normal Black Series figure. And then also the same thing with his blaster pistol right here. A little more red, just in that brown. But overall, same mold and everything, same blaster pistol, but yeah, just those colors. So.
And then here's our credit piece that comes with it. for the Mandalorian, this one being a little bit lighter than the other ones. And then again, you have actually this Arabic writing down here on the bottom that spells out the word row, R-O-W-E. Not really sure how that correlates to the credit. If any of you out there know, definitely leave that down in the comments. We would love to know what that means. But I also want to show you in comparison to other two figures. Now here's the Cara Dune figure, and of course she has that kind of gray, silverish, metallic credit there, a little bit different. And then here's the IG-11, and it's funny because actually on this one, the credit actually sits at a way steeper angle than the other ones, so it's kind of interesting. But then here's the Mandalorian credit next to that one, of course the IG-11 being a little more gold. And now I'm going to show you how to go about putting this figure back on the card and inside the bubble. All right, so now we got our figure and his accessories back on the little extra bubble piece that it molds into. Then we got our credit piece. The thing about these though is it just sits in this little slot here. It doesn't like clip in or anything, so it's a little bit touchy, but go ahead and put that on there. Again, we have our little flap here to slide it back into, and we go ahead and we just kind of push it in. Now we've already kind of got it started there. Now something that I pointed out in the other videos is if you look here where the credit is and where it has to get to, actually has to kind of go under this portion to get in there. So basically what I do is I get it to this point, and I go ahead and start pushing it, and it's going to push itself down in there. And now it's kind of in there, but the thing is, you can see, I don't know if you can kind of see underneath where that kind of mold where the figure sits in, kind of starts folding underneath. So what you can do is just grab like a wooden spoon from your kitchen there, flip it around, use the other end, get it up underneath the figure, and just slide it all the way down to the end there. And then just keep pushing, and then just push it straight in, and it fits right in. It expands back out, and there you go. And then like I said, you just have this flap here now. What you can do is just close that back up, throw some Scotch tape here, maybe a little bit on the back to hold that flap, and it works perfectly. And yeah, you got your figure back on the card. Looks fantastic. It's ready to be displayed. And also, I think I failed to mention, but I think it's obvious to a lot of you anyways, at least for everyone that collects regularly. Of course, these figures are the same as just the other Black Series figures that you can find. The molds and everything are basically the same. Obviously, it's just the paint job being different to look more like the paint scheme from the credit portion of the Mandalorian TV show. And of course, you get, this credit up here, and you just get this awesome packaging to make it look more like my brother said, like the more vintage style card back and everything, which is really great. And of course, speaking of the Mandalorian, this past Mando Monday, they did announce actually that Nerf is coming out with the Pulse Blaster in Nerf form. This is pretty fantastic. It is a little over $100, and I don't believe it comes out until about October of next year. So I think the pre-orders have already sold out. Obviously, it's been almost a week now since then. However, I'm sure they'll pop up again at some point. But again, October of next year is when I believe they're estimated to be released, so just a heads up there. But either way, it's pretty fantastic. And speaking of Mando Monday, Lewis has some more news for you.
Yeah, so we only have two more coming up. That will be December 14th and December 21st. Now, on December 14th, we are looking at a re-release of an item from the Skywalker saga, as well as one new item from the Mandalorian. And then on the 21st, we will be seeing a new item from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Not sure what that will entail, but I can't wait to find out. Hopefully it's a figure, but it really could be anything. So again, the 14th and the 21st, those are going to be the last two Mando Mondays, so definitely keep an eye out.
And for those of you that may be in the process of doing some holiday shopping for you and your family or loved ones or whoever, or maybe you're just doing some shopping, we did do our top 5 Star Wars holiday gifts. We go over our top 5 favorite items, and of course we reviewed these 5 things, so you can also check out those reviews. And I'm going to link that right up above. It's also linked down in the description. So go ahead and go check that out for yourself. Watch a video that YouTube suggests for you, click that video to the left. Watch our last video, it's gonna be that one over to the right. We'd also love if you would subscribe, and to do that, click the link up above our heads, that would be awesome. We'll see you in the next video. Peace, everybody.
See ya.